I'm a huge fan of the series. I know it quite well, and I saw a lot of narrative elements of the series in the screenplay, particularly Smuggler's Blues.
Right.
Now, did you revisit the series at all when writing the screenplay? And if so,
I looked at it earlier on, but then again, if you're going to tell these stories and base it in Miami, there's Crockett and Tubbs. There's very few situations that we didn't explore. In 110 episodes, however many we made, you know. And the basic notion that they go undercover, that they're recruited and that they go undercover to a foreign place. I mean, that's what I wanted them to do, you know. And so in that sense, it's probably similar to the setup to Smuggler's Blues and maybe one or two other episodes we did. And then when you go there, what are you going to do? You're going to negotiate a deal. You got to negotiate a deal as smugglers. You got to move in a load. There's some other, you know, I'm sure there's, you know,
Calderon's Return and Prodigal Son.
Yeah, I'm sure there's component parts of, not that there's component parts of those episodes in this, but that these situations cause you to evoke situations that, you know, you covered at one point in the series. I mean, we didn't cover James Brown showing up in a coffin as a vampire, which I think they
with
did
Chris Rock
in season 4 or something, you know. And every time I worked with Miguel Pinheiro, I was looking to I keep him alive somehow. So Calderon's return, Calderon's demise, you know.
Well, now if Universal comes to you and says we'd like a sequel to this because it's done real well, would you? And you've never done a sequel. Would you?
I've never done a sequel.
Would you?
I would not reject it out of hand.
Yeah?
I would not reject it out of hand.
And where would you like to see Crockett and Tubbs go?
Not sure. I mean, there's whole aspects of Tubbs I didn't explore in this that I'd be interested in exploring.
Does he still come from New York and all that?
He still comes from New York. We had a whole background worked out. He comes from New York. His parents his father's a lawyer, his grandfather was a lawyer, his great-grandfather was a school teacher in West Palm Beach. In the 60s, they moved into Strivers Row as part of Harlem, as part of the Harlem Renaissance and the Taj. You know, he went to Stuyvesant High School, all kinds of stuff about him in New York. And he disappointed his parents by going into law enforcement.
Okay. Now, are you going to exclusively work in the digital format from now on, or is it
not
just
necessarily?
A
I could do an next picture that's filmed. It depends on what it is and what I want to see. It's all about what I pre-imagine what I want something to look like and be like, and then I go find the tools that do that thing.
Okay.
And if that's digital, it's digital. I wanted to see I know that in the summer you see these clouds. The cloud formations are so dramatic in Miami.
Yeah.
And on a moonlit night you see them, and you can't capture that on film. And we're shooting Ali, and Ali would get up at 4 or 5 in the morning and run from Overtown all the way across Miami, across the Causeway to the Fifth Street, Angelo Dundee's Fifth Street gym.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to see those clouds. So we first started experimenting around with digital. That's how this began.
You've really pioneered that effort, so that's why I was wondering.
Yeah, I think we did. There was nothing. I mean, there were no lookup tables. There was nothing going on when we started with this stuff. And then I started using it on Robbery Homicide Division and shot a Mercedes-Benz commercial with it, and then Collateral, you know, and we just kept moving down the road. So